going to be teaching you how to crochet this very simple coffee sleeve. As you can see, this fits over a standard plastic coffee cup. This is from Starbucks. I got it for about $2, and I know that it looks dirty. I promise you that it's not. My daughters and I each have one of these cups, and we tried to paint a galaxy. No, we successfully painted a galaxy on there, and it came out beautifully, but we used just acrylic paint that we had around the house, and it washed off immediately. So if anybody has any suggestions on what we could use, like what kind of paint we could use on this to where it won't wash off, we would greatly appreciate it. Please just leave a comment down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. What you're going to need to make this is, of course, yarn. Any yarn will do, but I prefer Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek that you can find at Hobby Lobby. This is by far my favorite brand of yarn. You want a crochet hook, of course, and I've got a 5mm hook here. I think the thicker the hook, the better it is for these sleeves. Gives a little bit better of a stretch. Also, a stitch marker. I use snippets of yarn in a contrasting color. It's a little bit easier for my very old eyes to see. And yes, I have old eyes. Okay, also you're going to need a yarn needle to sew in the tails at the end, a pair of scissors, and optional some type of embellishment. My girls found this outside, but I cannot just stress enough how perfect it was for these coffee sleeves. So that's what I'm going to use today. And I just put that bad boy on there with some hot glue. If you do use an embellishment, especially with hot glue, then I recommend that you hand wash your coffee sleeves. Okay, so what you're going to do first is you're going to take your yarn and you're going to make a slip stitch. And how I do that is I just wrap it around my finger like so, and I pull that circle off of my finger. I take the yarn tail and I put it through the middle of that circle and pull tight. Go ahead and insert my hook, and I pull on the tail just to tighten it just enough. You don't want it too tight. I know there's different ways to make slip stitches. This is just how, or slip knot, sorry. This is just how I do mine. Okay, so now you're going to begin by chaining 27. And how you do that is you take your working yarn, you wrap it around your hook, and you pull it through that first loop. And there's your first chain. And you do that 26 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. I will go ahead and pause the video and then we can meet up at the end of that 27 stitches. I don't have any fancy editing on, and I'm using my iPhone. So this is my very first YouTube video, so bear with me. Thank you so much. But yes, go ahead and chain 27, pause your video, and meet me back at the end of that. Okay, so here we have 27 stitches, and if you lose count, the best way to count to see how many stitches you have is to count the V's. Okay, never count the one that's on your hook, but start from the next, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, to make sure that you have 27. Alright, so what you want to do now is make sure that your work is straight. And you're going to join this into a circle with a slip stitch to start your coffee sleeve. So find that first stitch that you made, put your hook through there, take your working yarn, yarn over, pull through that first stitch, and then pull through that second one. And now you have slip stitched. Make sure that your work is not crooked. And I think, yep, I'm good. Okay, I like to kind of turn mine in so that way these back loops, do you see these back loops? There you go, right there, are on the inside, makes it a little bit easier to do the half double crochets. So what you're going to do now is to do the half double crochets, and it sounds a little bit scarier than what it is, I promise it's very easy, is you are going to yarn over with your working yarn. You're going to find that first stitch. You're going to insert into the top of that stitch at some point today, I promise. There it is. Yarn over, pull through. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over again and pull through all 3 of those loops. And that is your first half double crochet. Okay, again, yarn over and go into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through that stitch. You have the 3 loops. You're going to yarn over and pull through 3. I'm going to do a few more with you, and then we're going to go ahead, pause the video, and meet back up at the end of that first round. Yarn over, pull through 3. Yarn over, go through that next stitch. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, I will meet you right back here at the end. Okay, so this is what it should look like with all of your half double crochets. And there should be a little bit of a V right about there. Now we're going to join with a slip stitch by inserting it into this top stitch right here into both loops. Yarn over, pull through that stitch, and then pull through that second one. And there we go, it's joined by a slip stitch. So now, for the next 8 rows, we're going to do, again, half double crochets, just continuously. We don't have to join the rows anymore after this. So go ahead and pull up on your work, go ahead and grab your stitch marker and insert it in right there. And then pull tight. And then you're going to go ahead and continue on with your half double crochets for a total of 8 rounds. And a suggestion, especially for those who are just beginning or anybody who's working with complex work, a little bit more complex than the coffee sleeve, is I like to keep a notebook. And I just make little tally marks each time I finish a round. So that way I zone out. I've made so many of these that I just kind of zone out now, and I'll end up with 12 rows if I'm not careful. So yes, just you can keep a tally mark, makes it a little bit easier than keeping up with it in your head. Okay, so just like I said, go ahead and continue on with your half double crochets. I will meet you back here at the end of row 8. Okay, I didn't exactly make 8 rows, and you don't necessarily have to, but for 2 reasons I did not. I stopped at row 5. I've got to pick my girls up from the bus stop, number 1, and number 2, I feel like this is quite small, so I think it would look better if it was on something just a tad bit smaller, but it's still enough that I can put my hand over it and it won't burn my finger. It won't burn my fingers. Okay, so I'm at the very end, and you can do as many rows as you want to, but now we're going to kind of make our work look a little bit more even to where it doesn't look like it just drops right off. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your hook into the next stitch. You don't have to yarn over or anything like that. Just go straight into the next stitch, then yarn over and pull that through. You have the 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And then one more thing you're going to do is you're going to go into that next stitch again. You're going to slip stitch, yarn over, pull through those stitches, and then pull through that last loop. And that makes it look just a little bit more even. Okay, so now go ahead and cut off a tail for the sewing. And pull tight. Now you're going to take your yarn needle. I'm going to set everything else aside because knowing me, I'm going to fling something somewhere. Okay, and you could just fold it over like that so it's easier to stick through the eye of the needle, plus it doesn't really fray. Okay, grab that up. And what I do is I weave it through the tops here, just like this. There's other ways to do that, but I have not yet mastered that technique. So I just kind of weave it in through a few, stretch it out, snip that off. And if you want to take your hot glue gun and just kind of put a little bit of glue there at the end, it'll secure it a little bit more. And I did not actually warm up my hot glue gun, so I'm going to do that real quick and meet you right back. Plus I'm going to sew in that other little tail right there, so I'll meet you right back. Okay, so my hot glue gun is all heated up. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab on some glue at the back of this button. All over it. It's going to get all over me. Okay, and I am going to press it into the middle like so. and press it firmly. And there you have it. Now it may be a little bit too soon for me to go ahead and slip it over this cup, but I just want to show you that it fits. Yeah, a little bit too soon, but I'll just hot glue that again. Okay. I will do this eventually. I wish I could edit this anyway, but I can't. Okay, so there you have it. There is your to-go coffee sleeve. All right. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This was my first YouTube video. Please like and subscribe and leave any comments down below. I am open to any type of constructive criticism. Thank y'all. Have a wonderful day.